Series captured so many hearts. It chronicled the life of Nora, who spent a year at the Oregon Zoo after being abandoned by her mother, Aurora, at the Columbus Zoo. Kale, I'll start with you. What motivated you to embark on this year-long adventure?
Instructions from my editor. I was covering the zoo. I was covering the elephants up there anytime they got a new animal or an animal passed away. And when Nora came, we realized that she had a pretty compelling backstory. She was raised by humans. We started doing a little bit of research and realized just how rare that is, how rare it is for a cub to survive. And so my editor, Mark Catches, came to me and said, this feels like it might have more to it. And so when we started doing our research, we looked into her lineage and where she came from the last time anyone in her line of descendants had been in the wild, and it turned out that her father was orphaned when his mother was killed by a hunter in Alaska. And when I went up there to interview him, that's when we kind of realized that all of these threads could be tied together.
Dave, what was all involved in telling this story? You guys went all over the place.
Yeah, well, first we went to Alaska, and another photographer at the paper, Stephanie Long, actually went with Kale to Columbus. Then we later went to Toledo, Ohio, and Salt Lake City finally was the last location. But yeah, we were kind of all over the place.
Well, tell us more about her backstory. You said that her father was orphaned up in Alaska, and then she ended up being born in the Columbus Zoo and then abandoned by her mother, Aurora. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so she was born on November 6th, 2015. And over the first 6 days of her life, her keepers told me that it was relatively normal. Her mother was with her in the den. Her mother, Aurora, would leave for short amounts of time, but she would always come back, so it wasn't really of great concern. But on the 6th day, her mother left and didn't come back. They waited about 4 hours, and when her vocalization started to get a little weaker, they got concerned because without her mother's warmth, without milk, they knew that she had to be getting cold and hungry. They told me it was an incredibly difficult decision. They knew how rare it was for these cubs to survive when they were hand-raised, but they made the decision to go in and pull her out of the den.